Hello, I'm Alexiana. Welcome. Today I'm going to give some advice. The first Agony aunt letter I've got, I'm going to put up on the screen so you can see it now. Excuse me. So the title is, Does anyone else think that dicks and sex are overrated? The poster was an American female, aged 18 to 21. I'll read it out as well because then it's just better. Now that I've been with a few guys, I realise how small guys' dicks are. Like when he's pushing it in, it can feel kind of big, but once you get used to it, it's not a big deal. And long and short lengths don't make a difference. The girths are usually the same, so they all feel the same really. Dicks are seriously just small. Even in porn, I started to really pay attention, and like 90% of the guys' dicks in there are really small and skinny. Honestly, I feel semi-disappointed when I have sex now. Excuse me. All this build-up and these guys' dicks aren't even bigger than my toys, or even like two of their own fingers. Hell, fingers can actually feel better than fucking. Why are dicks so idolised in the media and by dudes when they don't even take up much space or whatever? I seriously don't get it. Now that I've had sex, it just seems funny. Anyone share my point of view? This site seems to have a lot of sex questions. Like, wow. Girl, you just seriously really down on sex, and I think you've just insulted 50% of the people on the planet. I just don't even know what to say. Excuse me. I've got a bit of a cough. I think if I was going to give serious advice to you, whoever you are, I would just say you've been having sex with the wrong people. Or you have a warped idea of how big dick should actually be. I mean, have you ever actually seen a man when he's aroused? Do you know what that's supposed to look like? They're small, how do I say, at rest, because that's just the way they're made. When they get excited, they get bigger. And, you know, it's exciting. I mean, I don't think this girl has ever actually been around. I mean, she's just like, wow. I mean, what can you say to that? There were a couple of responses, but I just, wow. Yeah, get around. I mean, I'm not saying sleep around because you don't want to be a slut, but search the internet, be with a few guys, live for a few more years, and hopefully you'll change your opinion, because sex is pretty awesome, and dicks are really awesome, and they're not small. It depends who you're with. I mean, there are guys out there who legitimately have small dicks, even when they're aroused, but you don't tell them that, and you certainly don't broadcast it to the internet, you know, that sort of thing. You just keep a secret. You're like, thanks, I had a good time, I'll see ya, and you know, just don't call them again unless you're into that. Some girls are probably into like small dicks or whatever, but yeah, that's just wow. So moving on. Number 2. I'm gonna put this up now. Excuse me, I got a cough this morning. The title is, Should I cancel the date or am I overreacting? This is an older woman this time, aged between 40 and 50. She says, Hi, bit of advice needed here, please. Been chatting to a guy online this past week and we're meeting for a date tomorrow. We have both made no secret, sorry I can't talk, of the fact we're both dating others at the moment, and he went on a date last night. I playfully asked if he had spent the night with her, and it was clear that he did. He said he felt awkward as he had been talking so much to me. I reassured him that we haven't even met, and until people meet a couple of times and DI'd together. Wow, she can't misspelling there. To be exclusive. Oh, yes, I see what she's trying to say. Decided together to be exclusive. He is single to do as he pleases. I have to be honest and say that I feel odd now and a bit different towards him. Should I cancel or am I overreacting? I can't help but wonder what the deal is with them two now. what her expectation is. Should I ask him, or just go out for dinner and see at this stage what her expectation is? Shouldn't she have said what his expectation is? Was just, that's another wow. I mean, personally speaking, when I date, I focus on one guy at a time. I don't know if I'm alone in that, if that's normal for women and men, or, you know, whatever, but if I was chatting with somebody and it became clear that he was dating other women, and, you know, if he was actually genuinely interested in meeting me and going on dates and stuff, then I would, at that point, I would just say, no, goodbye, it's been nice talking to you, you know, I'll just move on. I mean, she obviously thinks a little bit differently, but the focus tends to be one at a time, surely. I mean, as she says, they haven't even met in person yet, but does, you know, the dating, I was going to say sleeping around, while they're talking about getting together and dating and stuff, does that speak to a possible infidelity's nature, and he's gonna, you know, if they were in a relationship, he'd just carry on doing that, because that's not what you want to look for. So yeah, I think my advice to her, just move on. Just forget about him and move on. You haven't even met, so I'm sure, you know, you can't lose it. You can't think in the future, oh, what could have happened? That could have been the guy, you know. It's like, no. Move on. Right. Excuse me. Next letter. I'm going to put a picture of it in here. Am I mean, or is it justified? Another young lady. At the expense of sounding too detailed, I will get right to my question. Am I wrong for denying my boyfriend oral sex? Every morning when he gets up for work, if I'm not already at work, he will ask for a blowjob. I always tell him no. We don't sleep well at night. When she says we, I think she means I. And he always wakes me up when I'm finally asleep. But I don't like doing them. And I'm pretty sure I've told him that. I don't know why. I guess I just think that it won't taste right, or I will do it wrong. But I just don't want to do it. I don't ask him for oral sex because I don't really care for it, maybe. He has only done that to me once, in the beginning of our relationship. Excuse me. He always asks me why he can't have one. Recently my answer has been because I'm trying to sleep, or because you don't do foreplay. I've told him over and over and over, females require foreplay to be ready. Just because his area is ready to go doesn't mean mine is. Our sex is always painful, and he goes too deep and then makes little whiny noises when I make him stop because it hurts, which pisses me off. Excuse me. Because he should care more, or at least show that he does, other than our relationship is great, and he's always so caring and sweet to me. So if sex is painful for me because he won't attempt foreplay, then why should I give him a blowjob if I damn well don't want to? He gets his orgasm in sex regardless. I don't. Only a few times has it happened. He won't even do the position I like that helps me achieve orgasm. He just does missionary, which gets very boring for me. He always says after sex, that felt like too much work. All that does is make me feel bad. Am I being too harsh? Maybe I just have to adjust. The last guy I dated was very aggressive and strong and persistent in bed, and it was all about me every single time. I guess it was different. He had nerve damage that caused ED, so I'm sure that's why I was always the focus. I'm not asking... Oh yes, ED, erectile dysfunction. I'm not asking for that from my boyfriend, but a few minutes of touching or kissing. Something would make a world of difference. Help. Is it me being mean, or am I just a little justified to refuse what he wants since he doesn't care what I need? This is another... Wow. Just wow. Woman, how have you stayed in this relationship, however long it's been going on? That guy is selfish. He's such a selfish lover. You can't even call him a lover. He's just like, do me. I want to be satisfied, and it's like, screw you, I don't even care. He's just, sex feels like a lot of work. Sex is a lot of work, but that's the fun. You get pleasure, she gets pleasure, you both You know, it's a two-way thing, so you both get a lot of pleasure out of it, not just, God. Woman, you don't need to be with a man like that. He's just, wow. He's a kick in the butt. You're within your rights to refuse him everything. You shouldn't even play him in the same bed as you. He's just, wow. Just, no, if... A thought just came to my head, but I don't want to suggest it, actually, because that is really, really nasty. I just thought, will you, maybe next time he asks for a blowjob, you say, yes, of course, and then bite him. Because that's going to hurt. I don't know if it'll give him any kind of message, or he'll just say, wow, when did you turn into such a cold bitch? But, wow, I think we need to move on. That's just, wow, the ones I picked out were just all completely crazy. So, next one. I'll put a picture of it in here. And I'm going to read it as well. My wife agreed that I could name our child after one of Aston Villa's strikers if they got through to the FA Cup final. They're playing tomorrow, of course, but now my wife has gone back on her word. I'm 25 and I've been a passionate Villa supporter all my life. My wife is 28. Sorry. We are expecting a baby boy in July, and my wife promised I could name him Gabby after Gabriel. I don't even know how to say that name. Or Christian after Christian Benteke, as they are Villa's main strikers. My partner has tried to say she never seriously agreed to this. Is this grounds for divorce? Are you kidding? Is this grounds for divorce? You have no idea what me and my partner at the time went through when we were naming my firstborn son. It was nothing to do with football. It was just like every name that he came up with I didn't like, and every name that I came up with he didn't like. I'm surprised we came up with a name at all. We might, you know, I'm surprised we didn't just name him baby number 1. You know? Wow. But, and personally speaking, if I was his wife, I don't think I would have too much objection to that. I don't know what her problem is, because Gabby is like, in my book anyway, it's a girl's name, but Gabrielle, Christian's a very nice name. I'm sure there's other Aston Villa strikers of whatever time this letter was written that have nice names, and I would love to have a son named Christian, or, you know, whatever. I don't know what her problem is. It's not like he's suggesting what's a really crazy thing. I want to name our son Martian. You know, it's just, it's definitely not grounds for divorce, but I don't know what her problem is. Surely you can come to a compromise about that. So, yeah, that was nice and short. Moving on. I'll put the photo in here. My mum's dog attacked our postman. I tried to help him, then one thing led to another, and now I think I'm pregnant. I've only got, of course, as you can see, the first little bit of the letter, but wow. I'm 17 and my little sister wow. That got really serious really fast. 1 minute, you're trying to help the postman because he's getting attacked by a dog, and then you think you're pregnant? What the flip happened? I just like, wow, how could that accelerate, you know, that fast? Did the dog just give you a quick one up the butt while you were trying to help the postman, or was it the other way around with the postman? I mean, just, wow. I wish I had the rest of that letter, because that's just like, wow. I don't even know what to say to that. Just get a pregnancy test, and are you sure it's him? How many other people have you slept with? I mean, 17, you'd hope she hasn't slept with anybody, but, you know, just, wow. I just had to share that because that stuff is just like, wow, so crazy. So, next one. I'll put the photo in here. Will playing with my breasts make them bigger? My boyfriend insists it will. He's 22 and I'm 19. He spends the evenings fondling my breasts to see if his theory works. I don't think there's any truth in it, and I really wouldn't mind them having a rest. Tell me this isn't someone trolling. As you can see from the photo, this is a real picture from an actual newspaper. Somebody actually wrote in with this. Just, wow. Are you sure you're 19? Are you sure you're not 19 going on 9? Because I'm surprised you believe any of that. Wow. And he probably can't believe how naive you are that he can get away with saying that. He obviously has a huge thing either about breasts in general, he's a breast guy, or he just has crazy about your breasts, because wow. No, there's no truth in that. And I bet he says it's really beneficial if you play with his private parts as well, because, you know, it just, well, he could say anything and you'd probably believe it. I'm sorry, but you have not lived in the world long enough. You need to learn a few things, and that is completely fake what he's been telling you. If you don't mind having the breast played with, that's fine, but no, that's not true. Okay, that's it. So, I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope you don't think I made fun of any of those, because I didn't mean to. Like, it's not a joke. I was just like, this was an interesting thing to do. But some of them are a bit comical. And if you have any serious problems in your life that you don't mind sharing with me and the rest of the internet, then I'd love for you to write to me about them, and I'll give you some serious advice. But anyway, that's it for now. And this video has probably been rather long. I don't like making long videos because, you know, it has to be worth it, so I hope it's worth it. And, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you want to see more of my face and you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe. And I'll see you soon.